ask you for the normal QA and BA or product owner interviews. But if you are going for a product, you can say domain architect. If you are going for a domain architect interview, right? Domain architect or business domain architect or architectural interviews, that time, not recent, not this now, but in future, if you are going for a big interviews like domain architect, that time this kind of question definitely comes to can explain the complete architecture of the payment, the landscape of the payment, okay, not only the swift payment. So that time this diagram is definitely going to help you to understand the thing. So how can you explain this diagram that time? Okay, so if you see in the bottom side, first of all, there are some arrows marking in the green, yellow, red and something like that. So those are the arrow indicate that what are the systems we are going to work here. So first arrow says account opening, okay, we are going to see that as well. Then exception handling, then reporting purpose, reporting and auditing. So these arrows market say what exactly they do. So we can divide this diagram, this flow chart, or you can say this block diagram in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7 parts. So you can divide this diagram in 7 parts, and I will recommend if you are going for interviews of architecture, right? Not now, but maybe after some years, maybe 4, 5 years or 6 years. So that time this diagram you can print it and keep it with you. Okay, explain this diagram. The person you are going interview is he will be impressed with you. Okay, so if you are going offline discussion, right? Online definitely, sorry, online discussion. Offline, you have to keep in mind these 5 major things and you can play around it. Okay, first of all, we'll start with the payment initiation channels. We already discussed a lot of time, but here you have to explain something a different way. That customer is initiating payment, customer is there, merchant is there, payer bank is there, debtor is there. Okay, so before that we have to open account as well. So for account opening, what is required? We are required account opening process, like with merchant we have required KYCs, AML checks, sanction screening, basic documentation. It contains that part also on the left hand side. So if you go on the account opening, here account opening first, you can see the second one. Account opening required KYC for customer. KYC will do, we will do a sanction screening of the customer. AML check, anti money laundering check also will do. We'll do payment request check, because we are which kind of services you're going to use, like we are going to swift services, SCT, faster payment, card payment. Then in account opening, which kind of authentication you're going to work. So this kind of thing actually work in a core banking sectors. In swift payment or CBPR payment, we are not dealing with these things, but I'm just giving additional information how this also work here. So authentication part is also there. If you can see where you have 4 eye check, 2 eye check, 6 eye check, or cryptography check, means you are giving some OTP password. So those kind of thing. Then authentication, then authorization of the flow. Authorization means when account opening, somebody is sitting in the bank manager, right? He'll approve your loan, approve your bank account request. Then pay bank data and authorization, that kind of thing. Okay, this is the first part of. Then second part is that legend. Legend means that what is the SLA for your payment. Okay, if exception is coming, what you have to handle it. Then reporting purpose, auditing purpose. Okay, then cross border. So these are the first payment initiation channel. So you can explain this kind of a thing at a block diagram, that in a retail banking sector these kind of things are there, where merchant is there, customer is there, customer bank is there, data is there, we are opening account with the bank system, you are doing KYCs, authentication part. Okay, because you are giving interview for swift, these things are not a bigger focus area for you, but still if you can explain it, it's very good. Okay, then second part in the come to that, we have to join this our core, our payment initiation channel with the core banking system. Okay, core banking system of the bank. So if you see the blue one, right, payment hub and core banking system. Here payment hub and transaction, what we do here, we see payment hub, it contains transaction validation, routing optimization, which route you have to send the payment, whether you want to send by swift with SEPA or fedwire, or what is the routing system of the payment, it will be mentioned in this routing system. Okay, then liquidity management, balance check is also important part here. The risk management, this one means different kind of risk which align with payment transaction core banking system, those are mentioned in the risk management system. So this can be happen in a second part of this. Then third part of this is that when payment is initiated, right, transaction cycle is flowing, payment is moving, then we are doing RTGS or RTNS clearing. Okay, those kind of the bilateral clearing, multilateral clearing, those we already discussed in session number 2 and 3, right, initial one. So those kind of thing happening in the payment system. Okay, so message flow happen, corporate payment, cash payment, so that kind of, with the help of central bank here. So central bank is nothing but your Fed wire or of or SEPA payment or RBI here in India. So those kind of a central bank which do clearing and settlement here. So settlement happen after settlement, central bank is moving the money, which we already discussed lot of time. This happening in the clearing and settlement sector in the third part. Fourth one is the swift messages now. So first message is that this is the next concept. It is that how the messages are handled. Okay, so you have to explain here all the messages, empty message also, MX message also, when you explain for architecture diagram. So those, okay, and plus you have to explain some swift network, like how this how swiftnet is working, how message standards are defined, SLA for monitoring. If your payment stuck for more than 30 seconds, just send packs to message with negative acknowledgement, that kind of thing. Then different corresponding banking systems are also involved in Swift, that you have to mention. Then NOC and host to account relationship, corresponding Swift GPI, which we already discussed, that also you can mention here. Then tracking purpose exception handling, Swift alliance gateway, where we are injecting a payment, so that can you also explain in a Swift part here. Also I have prepared one more sessions, I don't have handy now with me, that is called Swift alliance gateway. Okay, remind me if I forgot. I want to discuss with you that also. Swift alliance gateway, how there are different types of gateways are there for Swift alliance, SSA channel, SAW channel. So I have made one more presentation, I will take you that also with you. Okay, Swift alliance gateway one. So that's the fourth one. Okay, we are not going into too much detail here in this diagram. Okay, we are explaining because we are explaining a flow diagram of payment Swift, how it's working, a very high level. Then the next part is the SEPA payment. SEPA and Swift ISO 20022 exactly scheme, as I told you just now. In SEPA payment there are different schemes are involved. Scheme means that, as SEPA says, that single euro payment area, because it operates only in European zone region where currency is euro, local currency is euro only. All payments are ISO 20022 only. So these schemes are SEPA credit transfer. First scheme is SEPA credit transfer, means like we do RTGS, RTNS, then IMPS, UPI. So in European zone, these are the schemes they call. First is SEPA credit transfer, then SEPA instant credit transfer, that is like your UPI payment. Second one is UPI. So all are defined by some SLA monitoring, means how much time is required for settlement. Then payment is failing, exceptional handling, then reporting purpose. We are going to see these messages are like exactly will feel like ISO 222 only. Then next scheme is your SEPA direct debit. Okay, SEPA direct debit and SEPA, and these are the retail banking system, but they are also wholesale and business banking. So SEPA wholesale business direct debit is there, SEPA instant credit is there, and at the end we have see return messages, reject messages, return message, recall messages for cancellation, exactly similar to ISO 222, which is happening in SEPA as well. Okay, so these are the SEPA business, and SEPA is derived by SEPA messages are based on some rule book. Okay, business rule books and some business guidelines. So this is the first screen only. I have 20 more screen to explain you about SEPA. That then you understand how this SEPA will work. Okay, so this is the first screen only which I am trying to explain you. So okay, like this. Then we are one more important part at the bottom, which is mentioned in the blue, you can say pink color or different color. Here the country's regulation systems will take in part. Okay, for example, recently in Europe and UK zone, our customer data should not go away from the country. So that rule is come as called GDPR rule. Okay, so this GDPR rule is also part of the banking system here. So GDPR, PSD, PS2, AML, CFT, cross-border regulation, AML, CFT, cross-border regulation. I mean, there are so many rules and regulations are there for moving the payment, which also comply with your banking system here. Okay, so those are the regulatory compliance. So you have to mention that also here in separately. Right. So here we are not only saying that how payment is moving, but we are discussing that what are the different entities will take part when we are doing the banking transactions here, or when not doing a transaction, starting from account opening till your SEPA payment or regulation system, how this work. Right. Very high level. You have to explain this diagram when we are discussing about the architecture. So they will also ask you that how do you work, how do you know that we are going to link the APIs from which microservices are we using microservices also here for linking the one application to other application. So these are more technical words, but still you have to keep in mind that if your knowledge is strong about domain, you have to explain that only. If you don't work on microservices or can say APIs, or you cannot create APIs, don't fake it. You just told that you haven't worked on microservices, but I know that Swift GPI is the application which is used for APIs only. Okay, which is the less just like that which I'm talking with you now. Right, this is the first diagram, which is comprehensive end-to-end flow diagram for payment, Swift, SEPA, and methodology one. First one. Now, second one. This is the second diagram where we are saying the payment initiation life cycle. Here also the same thing in a not a bigger manner, smaller manner. How this is working? Your first step is that you are sending money in SEPA region. So say second money is the second part is a core banking application where, as I told you just now, balance check, AML check, etc. Then third application is the whether we are going to use which application to move the payment. We are using a SWIFT payment, SEPA payment, domestic clearing systems, or target. Okay, like that. Which are you using? So step number 6. So if you check one by one here, if you go or below diagram here, the first payment initiated where we are checking all the validation checks. First of all, when you're sending a money, it will check account number, IBAN, currency, beneficiary, duplicate currency check, duplicate person check. So that happen in a core banking application. The name of the diagram itself is that core banking application act as a central processing hub between customer and payment network, the middle one, customer hub, right? Second, the second check happen in the balance check. So this is the below part, right? Below part is such a can say generic one. You can use this for a GPP also. You can use this for any payment application also, and at any payment engine as well. So you can use this part on anything. So second part is account and balance check, payment amount. Third one is compliance screening, means anti money laundering screening, all the payments like account number, amount, currency, country, okay, whether it's an Arab country, right? So that also can be checked here. And then is messaging system, first lastly your payment is moving, I mean checking the messages like using pen one or pack set between bank to bank. Okay, and final one is your empty messages, account update. Okay, this one. Now I have just now explained you this diagram. So this is part of this diagram only. I will try to skip something which I not explained, otherwise I will explain. Okay, we have discussed the first part. We are using initiation channel, customer, merchant, and payer bank. We are doing account opening also, KYC, AML check. Then payment request type is SEPA credit transfer, SEPA direct debit, SWIFT card, faster payment. These are the system we can request the payment. Then who initiates the payment? Just now we have discussed customer, retail, or corporate. Merchant for business payment. What happens here? Customer log into internet banking, mobile banking, and enter the channels and okay. I don't want to go in so much detail. We already discussed this lot of time now. AML check, two authentication check. This also I explain you. Two-way checks we are doing, cryptography of the checks, and monitoring, SLA monitoring. SLA means time, means in how much time payment should be reported or should be failed, that SLA. Exception handling, reporting, auditing, SEPA cross-border regulation we discussed just now. Payment hub, yeah, we also discussed transaction validations, routing optimization, liquidity management, risk management, that also we have discussed just now. What are the different banking systems are there? Validate the transaction payment, check balances, also we discuss. Choose correct format for routing the payment, whether international payment, local payment, or instant payment for routing the payment. So those also from explained from the diagram itself. Then which flows you are using and who is doing clearing and settlement, that they were checking. um, in central bank books, either we are doing a bilateral clearing or multilateral rating clearing, that also we have discussed. Settlement information exchange, next part is your settlement system, RTGS, RTNS, clearing and settlement mechanism also we have discussed. Okay, then clearing and determines which bank, we haven't started yet SEPA payment, right? These are the initial before SEPA payment, we haven't started yet. So bilateral between two banks, multilateral with multiple banks, these also we have discussed so many times. Okay, so for example, like back a own 1 million, bank own billion, so only we are net settlement is 200K only, no actual money moves yet, only obligations are calculated, right? Those also we have discussed. Then based on that we have discussed real time gross settlement, then deferred net settlement. Settlement is in batches. Deferred means settlement happens in small batches. Okay, using a central bank system here, corresponding bank system. That also we discussed this Swift message sender, MT, NMX, Nostro, Vasto, Swift GPI, confirmation tracking. We also know these things. Swift flow contain messaging network, not a bank. Swift is a messaging network. This is only basic things. Now was to bank swift messages, corresponding banking beneficiary moves through a bank. We know this thing very well. Now we'll start from here. Okay, we'll take a more understanding from here. So SEPA, single euro payment area, as the name says that it is only used in a SEPA country. There are four schemes of SEPA. SEPA credit transfer, they call SCT. So what is this scheme is that like RTGS, we have IMPS, UPR, right? In the same way, in European zone there are four schemes of SEPA. Okay, I will discuss with you. One two schemes are not here, but at very high level we have three schemes only here: SEPA credit transfer, SEPA instant credit transfer, and SEPA direct debit. So whenever you are, if you haven't worked on SEPA region, right, but you can try to say that we have worked on SEPA instant credit transfer, SEPA direct debit. Okay, not instant transfer. Okay, the only two things. And when I show you the how this is work, you will more happy that oh, already we have worked on this. See, this is the diagram. This is all the SEPA messages. Can you get any idea of this diagram? Anyone can say what exactly this is happening here? Or do you know this diagram before also?
Like message and everything is same, which high level
Yes,
diagram you showed with all the message empty. Just
yes.
it work for European only. This difference is there.
Yeah, exactly. ISO 20022 messages only used in SEPA region, right? So you'll be really familiar. So that's why I said, right, though you work on ISO 20022, you have to say that you have work on that also. So no harm in that.